Okay, if you've just gotten your Sparkies, this is the video that will show you how to use it. Now, the first thing we want to do with our Sparky is naturally turn it on. And to turn it on, we first have to have 4 AA batteries installed in it. But here's our Sparky sitting on the ground, not turned on yet, so we want to flip him over a bit. And what you'll see is a slider switch and a reset button just under the large screen. And just push the slider switch down, and that will begin the turn on sequence. And pretty soon Sparky will come to life, just like he did now. Now let's talk about how to move Sparky around with our clicker. Okay, there's our Sparky turned on, and he's in Sparky mode right now. So we push the up arrow key and Sparky moves forward. Pushing the square key always stops him. Pushing the down arrow key makes him go in reverse. Pushing the right arrow key makes him turn right. And pushing the left arrow key makes him turn left. And once again, pushing the square key makes him stop every time. Here's the left loop key. He turns 45 degrees on each push. Here's the right loop key. Does the same thing going right, 45 degrees each push. Alright, now let's get to other keys. Here's the gripper key. We're going to close the grippers by pushing the left hand close gripper key. That's the one with the 2 arrows pointing at each other. We're going to open it now with the opening gripper key. Now come the number keys. Every time you push a number key, Sparky moves ahead by that many centimeters. Now if you push the minus key, he moves back that many centimeters. Push the plus key and he moves ahead that many centimeters. Just remember, Sparky remembers the last key press you did, and he'll move up or down that many centimeters. Well, Sparky can also draw. Well, we're going to put a pen in Sparky, and there's a hole right in the middle of Sparky. We're going to use our pen that comes with Sparky, and it's a felt pen. We stick it in. Make sure we have a piece of paper or something underneath that we can draw on. Don't draw on the floor. And we can just do the same movements we did before, but this time Sparky is making drawings. This is a really cool way of showing your students how to use the controller to draw some shapes, and some of the shapes can be really interesting. I'm just not talented enough to do it, but I think your students, being younger, can probably do something much more creative than what we're showing here. But anyway, here's an example of what Sparky can do with drawing. All right, let's do a right loop, another right loop, and let's move ahead. Yeah, let's move ahead some more. All right, there's our magnificent drawing with Sparky and a pen. Now we come to another interesting feature of Sparky, and that is his grippers. Sparky has grippers. We can open the grippers with our open gripper key. We can do that in just about any mode that Sparky is in. We can put something like a ball. We're going to use a handball here. And then we push the close gripper key to hold that ball in place. And then we can move ahead. We can turn them around and so forth, like we're doing here. And Sparky holds on to the ball. He can hold on to any object that fits in his grippers. Kind of cool way of doing things. We can also spread his grippers out and push the ball just like we're showing here. Oh, there it goes. So we can push balls and any other objects around using Sparki. Now, if your students are young enough, they can actually spell their names out using blocks like this. This is just an example. So we're going to show two examples of spelling names. We'll start with a girl's name. We'll call it Karen. Okay, there's our blocks. Now, what we want to do here, this is just one example. We'll take the first letter of the name and put it in Sparki's grippers and close Sparki's grippers up. Again, I'm going to speed up this video to show it because it's kind of boring, but this is a good way to have your students learn how to use the clicker by spelling their own name, which is really kind of cool. They get to spell their own name and they get to move it around. And again, it's a really good way to learn how to use Sparki's controller and the grippers and how to move things around very, very carefully and accurately. All right, now the boys are probably saying, how come I can't spell my name? Well, hang on, that's coming up next. Let's get done with Karen. Okay, there's our Karen name. Such as it is. All right, let's start with the boy's name. Here's the boy's name of James. Same 5 letters. And same thing with James. We want to be able to, put the letters into the grippers and move them around. And even though I'm going fast here, once you understand how to use that controller in Sparki mode, it gets to be pretty self-evident, just kind of like using your smartphone or your clicker on your television set. You just kind of get used to it. It takes some practice, but nevertheless, this is a good way to practice at it. Now, your students probably have to be of a certain age to be able to do this and have fun doing it, but nevertheless, Sparki's designed for all ages, K through 12 for that matter. Okay, so there is our James. So that about completes Sparki mode's basics. This brief video, I've tried to show you everything that Sparki mode can do, so make sure to view the videos on these subjects. And most of all, have a lot of fun.